guys, it's Lexi. So, if you're anything like me, you're really looking forward to Halloween. Which makes no sense, because I'm Australian, and apparently we don't actually celebrate that here. So this means I am counting down the days until I can actually organise to have parties with my friends where we can sit down and watch classics like Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, Trick or Treat, and other fun movies like that. You know, there's just so many, I'm not going to list them, otherwise that's an entire video by itself. I apologise in advance if I seem a bit off. The last few days really have not been kind to me, so I'm here, I'm trying. So, in the spirit of All Hallows Eve coming up in a bit over a month now, I thought I'd share with you one of the creepiest stories I have. Well, I say creepiest stories, not necessarily, but it's a creepy story I have. A lot of creepy shit just happens, I don't know, maybe I'm a magnet. When I was about 11 or 12 years old, I was home alone one night. Like, my mum was out at a dinner party. She wasn't going to be home till about 8-ish. My sister was out at a party. So, I was home alone. My mother trusted me enough and had taught me enough about strange danger. Don't answer the door to anyone you don't know. Always answer the phone. Keep the phone near you. I didn't have a mobile at the time because this was very early 2000s. Yes, I am old. Marvel at my wrinkles. But we had a cordless phone at the time, so I kept that near me. Now, I was a freak as a child. And I'm a freak as an adult. It's great, I promise. So, I was watching horror movies whilst alone. It was the middle of winter at the time. So it was already really dark. And pretty much I was minding my own business, watching my movies. I hadn't followed all the care rules my mother had given me. Some of the blinds were still open. But the way my house was set out was for you to be able to see through the window in the lounge room, you had to be in our backyard. And to get into our backyard, you would either have to jump a fence or open the back gate. Now, the back gate would scrape really loudly against the concrete. And it eventually got to the point where you had to physically try and lift this gate to get it to open because it just kept getting caught. And it's quite a loud sound, so it's not like I wouldn't have heard it. I preface this because the next bit still gives me tingles to this day. I was watching my horror movie at this time. I had our pet dog Scruffy laying on the ground next to the couch where I was laying when he started growling. Now, he was a wuss of a dog. If you even looked at him funny, he would yelp and cry and carry on. He was a sook. So I didn't really take it too lightly. I look to where he's looking, which is the window, which is right near the TV. And this is the part that freaks me out. I saw a silhouette standing by the window. I couldn't see a face. I couldn't see any real discernible features at all. It was just a really tall looking person. When suddenly they kind of moved forward to the window quickly and put their hand up against the window. A bit like this. Now, they've smacked the window. The window has shaken from the violence that they put behind it. I'm 12, so I literally scream. I call my mother because I'm an idiot and didn't think to call the cops first. And as I'm calling my mother, I run to the back door. I make sure the doggy door is down and locked and that the deadbolt at the very top of the door is locked. This is because, namely, whilst we lived in an okay area, It doesn't matter where you live, there's always going to be dodgy people, so we like to prepare against that, and it's something I've carried with me into adulthood. And I've turned on the backlight as well to flood the yard with light. I look around the backyard from the safety of the kitchen window, the laundry window, the bathroom window, and the lounge room window. There's no one out there. I didn't hear any sounds in the meantime whilst this was all happening, because when you're that scared, your senses become heightened and you can hear everything else. I could hear Scruffy following me around the house. I was crying on the phone to my mom telling her what had happened, and she came home. There was no signs of anyone having entered our yard. There was nothing there. My mum doesn't believe me. Well, she didn't at the time. I don't know if she does now. She blamed it on me watching too many horror movies. I mean, I really can't blame her. Young child, lots of horror movies, overactive imagination. It all kind of adds up and says maybe they imagined it. But a lot of creepy things did happen in my childhood home, and I was there from about the age of 5, I think, through to the age of 19 when I moved out. Now, there was one thing that did spook me out about this, because I told one of my friends about this instance, and she said she had something similar around the same time. Now, as I said, I was about 11 or 12. My mother still had me going to after-school care, which was with a woman that she signed me up with when I used to go to Catholic school, before I begged her to put me into the public school system. I always made friends with people who were a bad influence on me, I think. I'm not going to play saint here, I wasn't that great myself. But the day this all happened, me and this friend of mine, we decided it would be a great idea to make a Ouija board. Yeah. Intelligent, right? Nothing actually happened with it though. She moved the planchette, and the reason why I say she moved it and not some kind of spiritual entity is because when I confronted her about it, she couldn't keep a straight face. She just kept laughing and laughing and laughing and trying to tell me no, it wasn't her. But the thing was, when we started it, it just moved to hello. And then when we tried to ask it questions, it just moved straight over to goodbye. It wouldn't talk to us. I always assumed they don't work. I'm actually a little more paranoid of them nowadays, not for this reason. But just because I don't think it's a good idea to mess with things you don't know. You could open up something really bad. In any case, the woman who was babysitting us found it, got rid of it, and told us off. But even then she told us that it wouldn't work in her house because God's loving light was protecting her house from evil. Depending on your belief system, depends on how much you believe that, but there were crucifixes everywhere and she was heavily religious. But this friend of mine had a similar experience, same night. She said she kept seeing someone walking up and down her hallway. And it was just constant, up and down, up and down. Every now and then she'd turn on the hallway light to check it out, and there would be no one out there, and she'd get scolded by her parents for turning on the light in the middle of the night. Aside from that momentary shadow experience, there was nothing else. Not from that part, at least, anyway. I actually have quite a few weird stories that I will share with you guys over time. But that is all I have for the moment for you guys. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post a new video every Wednesday and Friday. My social media is down below, so follow me, I'll follow you. It's always a fun thing. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye!